speak. Camera rolling.
All right, you can roll.
I just want to follow up on the technology part that I asked you before. What's the latest technology that you've acquired at Pixar?
Well, we're constantly building all types of technology at Pixar. Two things we do. One is we have individual technologies we need to create for the individual shows to tell that particular story and support that. And then we have bigger initiatives to animation tools and rendering tools and so forth that everybody uses. But in The Good Dinosaur, what we've done is come up with a way to create landscapes using actual scans of landscapes out in the real world. And the reason we did it was to create a very, very believable landscape for The Good Dinosaur. It needed to be a challenging landscape, one that was kind of threatening and menacing, and using this technology allowed us to do that.
And do you actually invent the technology yourself? Do you have the whole team to work on the technology?
We have 100 employees that do nothing but create software for our movies, and then within the individual movies, there's a group on each of them that develops technology. So we do invent our own technology for the films we do.
How do you see the future trend in terms of animation?
Well, you know, over the last 20 years, the growth in animation has been pretty explosive, both in cinema and in television and in other forms of media as well. And it's really exciting. I mean, it seems like it grows and the audience for it grows as well. And we're expecting to see that growth continue. We're starting to see films come from Asia in different places, and more films are coming out. And though we have many more animated films in cinema every year, it seems like the audience is bigger and bigger for those films as well.
And would Pixar consider expanding to other platforms, maybe TV or, I don't know, application or some other things?
I don't think that Pixar will be doing anything other than movies in the near future. Obviously, as the release platforms change dramatically, there might be a reason to, but right now we're kind of in the sweet spot of what works theatrically. So, and we love the theater experience, and that's kind of what we do right now. So I don't see us moving into television or other platforms in the near future.
Before that, Pixar seems to release one film per year, and that sets like the pace for the fan to anticipate what's going on. But now that some years you would have 2 films released. Is there a reason behind this?
We're trying to release one film every year and then an additional film every other year. The primary reason behind it was so that we could create more opportunities for our artists to rise up and be working on films. And that was the reason behind it. It's difficult to get to that point. It required us to change a lot of things, and the most difficult things is making sure that our stories are ready to tell and getting those prepared. But we wanted to give our artists more opportunity, and that's the primary reason.
And how has Pixar evolved since Toy Story?
Well, since Toy Story, it's gotten a lot bigger. I think we've gotten more sophisticated in our capabilities and so forth. One of the things that has happened is we've tried to grow it so that we could add creative opportunities for our people, and that's one of the reasons behind the expansion. I think in growing, you have more voices making films, and you increase your diversity and kind of increase the breadth of your appeal to different audiences around the world. I would say those are the changes, but I think the soul of it is very similar, and the types of stories we want to tell and the way we want to entertain audiences has remained consistent.
It's very difficult to describe Pixar actually, because each film is unique in its own way. Who would you say is your main audience?
Well, I think our main audience is everybody, and I'm not trying to be cute in saying that. We try to make films as adults that we want to go see. We also want to make those films be ones we can bring our families to. So our audiences traditionally have been about half general audience and about half family audience. And They've also been pretty equally divided between male and female appeal, and we're glad about that. We don't try to make them for a particular audience. We don't make them for children, nor do we make them just for adults. We try to make them for everyone, and it seems to have worked so far.
What about Good Dinosaur? Who's the film for it?
Oh, definitely for all audiences. I think children will be able to relate to it easily because the characters are young, but the world they're in and the story that they have to go through is difficult and challenging, and I think that part of it will appeal to older audiences.
Some people say this is the year of the dinosaur because before that you had the film about.
Jurassic World?
Yes.
Yeah.
Would you say it's a good coincidence, or you didn't plan this at all?
No, it wasn't planned. I wish we were that clever. But no, this was a story we'd started actually quite a long time ago and has gone through an evolution at the company. So it just worked out that way that Jurassic World came out this year and was a big surprise and a big hit for everyone.
I think we came down to the last question. What can the fans look forward to from Pixar for, 5 years to come?
Well, we have a lot of films in the works. We have, after The Good Dinosaur next summer, Finding Dory comes out, which is the sequel to Finding Nemo. And then after that, we're very excited that we have a Toy Story movie, Toy Story 4, coming out. And so those are coming up not too far away from us now. After Toy Story 4, we have an original film called Coco, which is a film about generations of a family and an adventure that takes place kind of in the afterlife, which is very different for us, but a very beautiful film. So we have quite a mix of different types of films coming up for the audience.
What about WALL-E 2?
No WALL-E 2 planned right now, I'm sorry to say.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Because we missed your question. You want to repeat? Do you need the explanation?
Which question?
Very, very first question.
What was the first question I asked?
Yeah.
Technology.